One Weibo post that a lot of Chinese Weibo users are buzzing about concerns two San Antonio schools that have joined others in Houston and Austin, requiring students to wear cards with embedded radio frequency identification chips, which allows administrators to track their whereabouts on campus. The plan is now drawing a lot of attention from Chinese internet users in the wake of the recent school shootings. Most students and parents have accepted the school's explanation that it will make students safer and help administrators more accurately report attendance. It's believed by some that since many public schools are funded in part based on their average daily attendance, the RFID trackers can bring in thousands or even millions for a large district by allowing them to count students who are on campus but not in the morning roll call. Still, there are students and parents that have raised fuss. Among them is a father who objected to the devices on biblical grounds. He compared the cards to the mark of the beast, and his daughter has reportedly refused to wear them. Some activist groups have begun a campaign called Chip-Free Schools and argue that tracking students carry profound societal implications. Their concerns include dehumanizing uses such as the ability to monitor how long students spend in bathroom stalls, violation of free speech and association, and conditioning to tracking and monitoring. Now, Chinese Weibo users are, for the most part, amused by the idea. Some Weibo users commented that America's educational budget must be quite hefty to be able to afford this. Others believe that the plan is the result of irrational fear. Let's take a look at what they have to say about it.
It's not that serious, is it? Positional tracking? These are students. They are not criminals. Attendance rate in American schools are so low that they have to resort to this? American schools are so rich. I wonder if the students have to pay for these new tracking devices and monitoring equipments. Just like students use iPhones, you don't need specialized gadgets. When an education system is struggling with class attendance, I think it's a sign that perhaps something isn't going right.
Class attendance is not just a problem in American schools, it's a problem in Chinese schools as well. According to a recent study by univis.cn, fourth-year university classes have the lowest attendance rates and are often referred to as fourth-year empty nests. One of the major causes of this phenomenon is the fierce competition of the Chinese job market. Many fresh graduates want to avoid the graduation wave, which is characterized by a large number of grads hitting the job market in a short period of time. So they instead would begin job hunting a little earlier, before they are entirely finished with their education. The hunting tactic caught on, and within a few short years, a large number of fourth-year students in many Chinese universities began their job hunting efforts during the school year, and so gave rise to the empty nest phenomenon. Another method implemented by Chinese universities to increase class attendance is to limit internet time. Back in the mid-2000s, Chinese universities found that many students were spending a lot of time online, often into the early hours of the morning. These students would often miss classes from excessive internet usage. So schools began an internet time limit that would cut at 11 p.m. on weekdays and midnight on weekends. According to school officials, it worked as they saw an increase in class attendance. It might be a little hard for American students to imagine, seeing as how cramming is a part of the university experience. But in many Chinese universities, power is often cut out at around 11 p.m., making late-night report writing much harder to pull off. Now, going back to the original Weibo post, there were also many internet users who applauded the idea. Not all of them agreed that it should be used in schools, though, but many recognized the positive effects it could have in battling child abductions, and some Weibo users also felt that the government keeping tabs on everyone is perhaps a good thing.
China has something similar. I remember when I was in school, we had to punch cards for our attendance. Will the staff members also be tracked? I think it would be fair if they were as well. I think Beijing should get this too, not just for high schools, but kindergartens and elementary schools. This tracking technology could help prevent child abductions. This is really useful, especially in China, where there are so many missing children and missing elderly. We need this more than the Americans. Maybe we can integrate this into Chinese ID cards. This way, we have full knowledge of what everyone is up to. It'll be easy for data collection, the census, and provide accurate statistics.
The idea of being tracked electronically doesn't sit well with some people. However, many modern technologies, such as the iPhone, have built-in tracking capabilities. So perhaps you're being tracked and you don't even know it.